Hi friends, I hope you're having a wonderful day. Today I'm going to show you how quick and easy it is to make homemade applesauce in my Pampered Chef Deluxe cooking blender. So let's get started. Okay, so as you can see, I've already started slicing my apples. This is actually another Pampered Chef item, but you can use whatever apple corer you have. So you're going to core all your apples like this. Super easy. This is like the hardest part of the entire making of applesauce. And you're not going to peel it. You don't want to lose all the nutrients in the peel, so the cooking blender will basically pulverize all that into the sauce. You won't even know that the peel's still on it. And it's going to make about 1 quart and almost 1 pint. So when I'm done making this, I'm going to show you how to water bath can the quart jar that I'm going to get out of this. And then my boys are going to eat the rest of it for a snack when they get up from their nap time. So see, I've almost got all of these quart already. And these are Fuji apples. I've used Pink Lady, Gala, and Fuji apple, and they all taste great. It really is kind of just your preference. You can mix apples, put a green apple in there, whatever you want. Okay, so put those down. Now I'm just going to take my knife, and this is a really nice knife we just got from Cutco. So in order to fit all 3 pounds, because you need 3 pounds of apples for this, you're going to have to now cut these into smaller pieces like this. See, this just slices through it like butter. This is the best vegetable produce knife ever. Just like that. Oh, lost one in the sink. That's okay. I'm just gonna start tossing them in the blender. That is the hardest part of your job. So as you can see, this is getting really full. So we're going to take it over to the blender, and I'm going to turn it on and let it kind of go down a little bit, and then I'll pause it and add the rest of these that don't fit in it at the moment. Okay, so we have it pretty full. I'm going to see if I can get the lid on here, like that. Turn the blender on. Now the blender's not going to go off until you have this lid locked in. So you got to make sure you have the lid on right. And you want it to be on right, because this would be a disaster if that lid came off. So we're going to actually put it on the jam setting. You got smoothie, alternate milk, like almond milk, stuff like that, grinding, heated wash, soup, heated puree, jam, and sauce setting. So believe it or not, you're not putting it on the sauce setting, you're putting it on the jam setting. So you turn this wheel to that setting, you press start. you're going to kind of wait for it to work down a little bit so you can add in the rest of your apples. Okay, so I think it's worked down enough. I'm going to hit the pause button. Open the lid. And I'm going to finish putting the apple pieces in here. Lock your lid back on. Press start. So I'll get out my little Pampered Chef book here. I actually used the cooking guide for the deluxe cooking blender directly from Pampered Chef to make this. So silly me, I forgot to add the water to the first cycle, but it's not too late. I just figured it out and it's only been going for a minute here. So just gonna do a 1/4 cup of water. So for the first cycle, to 3 pounds of apples and a 1/4 cup of water. All right, restart it there. You can see it's starting to grind down more and more each cycle that it goes. So this has 2 stages. In the first stage, the blender heats up the fruit to 212 degrees, which takes about 20 to 25 minutes. Then it's gonna beep when it's done. And it'll say add across the screen here. So when it says add, what I'm gonna do is add my cinnamon, pancake syrup, and then this whole box of red hot cinnamon pins. So while that's cooking, move this stuff here. So I've got my water bath canner filled up with enough water to cover the top of my 1-quart mason jar. Look at it go. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and put my mason jar in here to sterilize it. Turn it on high. And I'm gonna let this thing get to boiling. And this is a lot of water, so it's gonna take a while. So you definitely wanna start that process now, even though the blender is gonna take quite a while. So I'm gonna put the lid on there. Once that applesauce is done, we're going to pour the applesauce in the jar, and then we're going to go ahead and water bath can it in the same water. So I've also got my lid and ring ready to be heated up. We're not going to do it right away. We're going to wait to do that sterilizing until just before the applesauce is done. And because it's going to make more than 1 quart, I have a little pint jar here, and just like a regular lid, so I don't waste a lid, because you can only use a lid one time, because it won't have a good seal if you're trying to properly can something if you use it more than once. But you can always reuse these as long as they don't get rusty. So we're just gonna sit back and relax and wait for the first cycle to go. I'll be right back when this cycle ends. Okay, so the first cycle is done, and as you can see, it reads add across. It brought it to 210 degrees. You can see it's getting nice and steamy in there. So now I'm gonna put in a teaspoon of cinnamon. So you're gonna pop the lid off real quick. It's nice and hot. Steam coming out of there. This is a half teaspoon, so I'm just gonna do this twice for a teaspoon. Toss that in there. And then you're gonna do 2 tablespoons of syrup. Now this is optional. You don't have to put the syrup in there, but last time I made it like this, I think it turned out very well. Then, because I like to add extra flavor and make mine red hot cinnamon flavored, I'm going to put this entire box of 5.5 ounces of the candies directly in the blender. And you're going to pop your lid back on, hit start. It's going to pulverize that candy in there nicely. You won't even notice the chunks of candy or anything. So the Pampered Chef book here says that it takes a total of 45 to 50 minutes. So the last cycle took about 20 to 25 minutes. It'll be about the same for the second cycle. So while it is cooking, this is still getting nice and hot. Starting to get there slowly. And so I'm actually going to go ahead and turn this on now. I'm going to put this on low though. Don't mind my dirty stove. Busy family, we don't always get to cleaning everything right away. So turn that a little lower. Let that start to simmer so the lid will be nice and hot and sterilized. So over here I have my extra jar and lid ready to go. I have my nice little jar lifter here. I got this off of Amazon. I highly recommend this. I will put a link to that item below. This I do not recommend. So this is a little magnetic lid lifter. I bought it off of Amazon, and as you can see, the magnet does not stay in. So let's see if I can find it down here. Where'd it go? I don't even know where it went to. It fell out and disappeared. So I do not recommend that item. So instead, what I did was, because I didn't want to waste my money on another product that didn't work, I just bought this like hefty 15-pound magnetic pickup tool. It's telescoping. So I'm going to use that as a magnet lid lifter. So see, it literally just will pick your lid up like that. This thing's awesome. So that I have that ready. Then you're going to have your nice clean funnel ready here for putting your applesauce in your jars. A clean paper towel. And some distilled white vinegar. And I have this stuff all ready and prepped for when we move on to the canning process. I will be right back in probably about 20-ish minutes as soon as this second cycle is done. See how hot and bubbly it's getting? It's really cooking in there. Temp's increasing. I don't think we'll have too much longer left. And as you can hear, this is boiling. So I've turned it down a bit so it doesn't overflow, but it is nice and hot. The jar is sterilizing. And actually, because this doesn't have much longer, I'm gonna go ahead and take this jar out. So, take the lid off here. Woo! It's got my trusty little jar lifter. And go like this. Just be careful when you're pouring the water out that you don't pour that fast. You'll pour it right down the side of your arm. So you don't want to do that. So just set it over here. So this will be nice and hot when you're ready to put your applesauce in it. So you do not want to put a very, very hot applesauce product or anything like that in a cold jar. You could crack it. And then put it into a hot water bath thing. So it's a good thing that this is going to be nice and hot because we won't have to worry about the jar cracking. And I'm going to leave this on, and actually I might turn it up just a little bit more again so that it stays hot and boiling, so that we can water bath can it as soon as the applesauce is done. Okay, so the timer went off. And I don't know if you can see it from there, but it says end on the screen. So I'm gonna go ahead and flip this off and get out a spatula, pop my lid off, and there's gonna be a lot of steam come out of here nice and hot. It is done. It smells so good, guys. So good. All right, so let's see, move this here. What I'm gonna do is put this right there. There we go. We've got our nice hot jar right here. I'm going to place my canning funnel right there. Now I am going to pour my hot applesauce carefully. This is very, very hot. Down into the jar. Try to keep it straight down in there. And you're going to want about an inch headspace, which is at the very bottom rim of the jar grooves. Like right here, it's at the very bottom. So I'm gonna move closer now that we got that going. Okay, so now that that's done, I'm going to take my clean paper towel and put a little bit of distilled white vinegar. I'm going to wipe around the rim, because before you seal this, you do not want anything on this rim. Nice and clean, because you don't want it to break your seal. Okay, so we've got boiling lids over here that I had going in that hot water. I take my little handy lid lifter thing. I'm going to go pick up my lid, like this. And water out there, set it right on. And then do the same with my ring. Set it right on there. So this is gonna be a little hot. So I'm gonna use this to kind of hold the jar. And you don't want to put the ring on too tight. You want to do what they call fingertip tight. So, because you don't leave the rings on when you're done canning. Like 24 hours after you finished canning, you're going to take the ring off, but leave the lid on. And if you have this ring on too tight, it could completely unsuction your lid when you take it off. All right, so there's that. Now, so now we've got this ready. A little hot. Use my thing here. It's boiling crazy. Going to take my lid lifter here and place it down in the canner. Perfect. Put the lid back on. And now I am going to let this boil for 25 minutes. And also you want to make sure that there's enough water like that to cover the top of the jar. You want this entire thing submerged. So there we go. Wait 25 minutes. So what I'm going to do with the rest of this, I'm going to pour it into this jar. See, it's kind of more like, sorry, camera's not focused on there well. It's kind of more like half a pint, but that's all right. This is perfect for a little snack. The boys will get some crackers and some applesauce. And you'll hear when they come in here, they'll go, applesauce! They love applesauce. Especially now that they get it homemade. So I'm actually going to scrape the rest of that out, and I'll be right back. Okay, so I almost skipped showing you this really important part of what makes this blender amazing. So the cleaning is so easy. I like to go and rinse it out anyway. I don't leave the food in there. You probably could, but I'm just gonna rinse it out. So then you're gonna fill it up to There's a 3-cup line here with water. Do not overfill this and do not put too much soap in. You will have an explosion of soapy water. Like two drops there of soap. Okay. And then I'm gonna take my lid here and rinse that off real well. Sometimes you might actually want to throw your lid in the dishwasher or something to get that seal and the sides and stuff cleaned off well. But right now, I'm just gonna do this. Okay, bring it back over here. Turn this on. Turn the knob to heated wash and press start. This thing cleans itself, guys. It's amazing. And it only takes a couple minutes. It heats up and then it goes on a 2-minute cycle where it just like whirls around and washes it at a hot temp. So here's what it ends up looking like. And you can see it's kind of a dark color because of the red hot cinnamon candies. And it smells so good, guys. But this is what I'm gonna give the boys for their snack. And there it goes, cleaning itself. Okay, so the cleaning process is ended. I'm gonna flip it off, bring it to the sink, take the lid off. So nice and clean there. Give the lid a quick rinse. Pull that out. All right. Nice and shiny clean. So now that you're done, oh, put a little soap on the edges there. Now that you're done, you put it back up there, put your lid up there, and it's ready for the next cycle. And as you can hear, these guys are up and they're ready for applesauce. You ready for snack? Want a snack? Look what we got. Careful, go take it to your table. Yummy. So I always give them a little applesauce and some crackers when we do this. Careful. Let's go to your table. Don't mind my messy house. We didn't clean up before nap time. What's in there? What's in there?
Applesauce.
You like applesauce? Try it. Yeah? Is that yummy?
Yummy. No drink. Nope. No.
Oh, you're gonna spill it, baby.
Shirt.
It's okay. It's on your shirt. It's okay. Eat up. I'll go get a wipe. Jameson, try it. Is that yummy? You like it? I'd say that says it all. They're silently licking the spoon clean. Is that good? You gonna get every last drop there, Mr. Thomas? Yummy, Jameson? All right, my timer has gone off it is now time to remove our canned applesauce. So take the hot lid off, turn this burner off, take my handy jar lifter and pull it out and place it on this towel because this is very hot. So you want to put something under it. Then I'm going to take this other towel. See, it hasn't quite, oh, it's already sealing itself when I did that. You heard that pop? It is sealing. All right, I'm gonna place this towel over the top of it and let it cool down and wait for it. And as a reminder, you're going to take this, you're gonna take the ring off in 24 hours. You're gonna wait. You want to make sure it's nice, good, and sealed before you remove the ring. Here we go. Let that sit for a while. And while I finish making dinner, I actually plan on throwing in another quick batch in here. And so I'm just gonna leave this hot with the lid back on. I'm gonna push it towards the back, and then it'll be easy just to turn it back on here in a little bit and boil it when I need to. All right, this applesauce is always a hit. Thank you so much for watching, friends. I hope you have a blessed week, staying safe out there, staying healthy. And don't forget, as always, to subscribe, like, comment below. And also, if you know someone else who would like to learn how to make cooking blender applesauce, make sure to share the video. Have a great day.